Good morning, children. We are here at the last session of the detailed study of Evans tries an O level. The suspense that has been so far. Evans has escaped. So the climax is here now, and we have to find out whether Evans is caught or really Evans has escaped. A lot of exciting events take place. So here now, amalgamation of lot of events. So you'll find the climax quite interesting. So here we are ending this story, Evans tries an O level, written by Colin Dexter. So let's go ahead with this story, Evans tries an O level. He unlocked his bedroom door and closed it quietly behind him, and then stood frozen to the spot, like a man who had just caught a glimpse of the Gorgon. Gorgon is a character from the Greek mythology. So very frightening and repulsive woman who had snakes for in place of hair. So a sister of Medusa, that character. Now here, a man, the moment he looked at that man, he was frozen. Who was this person? Was sitting there. Sitting on the narrow bed was the very last man in the world that Evans had expected or wanted to see. And was that person? Let's see. It's not worth trying anything, said the governor quietly. So was that governor? Governor could decipher what was written there on the question paper, superimposed on the question paper. And he followed it. Newbury, he knew the place and name of the hotel, and he was there in that hotel. He was there in that room. As Yuan's eyes darted desperately, so his eyes started darting, eyes started moving desperately around the room. Got men all around the place. So there is no point in escaping. There were only two really, but Evans didn't know that. He let the words sink in, women too. So I got all the men, all around. And women too. Didn't you think the blonde girl in reception was rather sweet? So was that blonde girl who was having golden hair. So the receptionist was changed and Evans was visibly shaken. Now Evans knew. The one who was there sitting at the reception, probably she was not the receptionist, but from the department, police department. He sat down slowly in the only chair the small room could offer, and he knew that whatever plan he had made of escape instead turned out to be in vain, futile, and held his head between his hands, so caught his head. For several minutes there was utter silence. So they were all quiet. So now he knew the sweet girl who was there at the reception center, probably that has created a trouble for Evans, and Evans appeared to be very much disturbed as he held his head in his hands, and it was all quiet there. Finally spoke. It was that bloody correction slip, I suppose. So that correction slip, which was written in German language, probably because of that correction slip. And in that correction slip, it was mentioned hotel, golden lion. Well, the governor failed to mask the deep satisfaction in his voice. So he was very happy. There are few people who know a little German. You think that I don't know German, but there are few people who know German, and you can count me among them one. So he knew German language and very easily he could locate the hotel also, and he could decode what was codified too, and by that he could find out where this hotel was. So the game was over for Evans. Slowly, very slowly, Evans relaxed. He was beaten, he was defeated, and he knew it. He sat up at last, managed to smile ruefully in a very pitiable manner. Ruefully means very pitiable manner, pitifully. It wasn't really a mistake, you see. We hadn't been able to fix up any hotel. Actually, we're not able to fix up any hotel, but we could have worked that some other way, no? The really important thing was for the phone to ring just before the exam finished, to get everyone out of the way for a couple of minutes. So we had to know exactly when the exam started, didn't we? So look here, the hotel, they were not able to fix it. They were not able to decide which particular hotel. And he asserted it was necessary for them to know the exact time at which the examination was supposed to start so that they can make a call before the end of the exam. So in order to get a clear way, and like a fool, I presented you with that little piece of information on a plate. So that correction slip, name of the hotel. And like a fool, he was totally foolish. And he had provided him that information very foolishly. Well, somebody did. So you see, sir, that correction slip killed two little birds with a single stone, didn't I? The name of the hotel for me and the exact time the exam started. So at what time this? So probably the person was outside. He knew now what time the exam started. And at the same time, the name of the hotel you could come to know. The governor nodded. He agreed to that particular point. Yes, it's a pretty common word. Good job, it is pretty common. So here it's quite common, isn't it? Sir, I would have never have known where to come to, would I? If I did not know the name of the hotel, it would have been difficult for me. Nice name though. Jum Golden Law. How did you know which golden lion it was? There's hundreds of them. So here he was perplexed. So how did Golden Lion he knew? So there are so many hotels with that particular name. Same as you once. Index number 313. So you see, all that whatever that is given their index number and all those are codified. Center number 271. He once thought that he was very, very clever. Six figures. And if you take an ordnance survey map for Oxfordshire, and now we can find that even governor was also very, very clever. You find that the six-figure reference 313 by 271 lands you bang in the middle of Chipping Norton. Yeah, you are right. We'd hoped you'd run off to Newbury. We did. Well, that's something I suppose. That question paper, Evans, could you really understand all that German? I could hardly. How did you really understand that German so much? And he was just wondering over that. Now, Governor is wondering whether he really understood what was given there in German language. Because Governor not able to decipher whatever was written there. And therefore the governor asked him really he understood. No, of course I couldn't. I knew roughly what it was all about, but we just hoped it would throw a few spanners in the works. So it would throw some tools, so some sort of disorder it would create, sort of muddle, sort of confusion, everybody a bit. So it would create a kind of confusion to all those. The governor stood up. Tell me one thing before we go. How on earth did you get all that blood to pour over your head? So the blood was there, he was appearing very much injured. All over the head, the blood was pouring, dripping. Ivan suddenly looked a little happier. Clever, sir, very clever. So now Evans is telling how they had done all that. And you see here the cleverness of these criminals. They're also very brilliant. That was how to get a couple of pins of blood into a cell. How to get? a couple of pins of blood into a cell. How to get that blood into the cell, into that room where he was, when there is none there to start off with? So very difficult to get the blood inside. When the invigilator, shall we say, gets searched before he comes in. So invigilator, he searched thoroughly. So McClary was searched thoroughly. Despite all that, blood had come inside. How did it come inside? Yes, sir. You can well ask about that, and I done. If I ought to tell you, after all, I might want to use that particular. Anything to do with a little rubber ring for piles, perhaps? And now here you see that rubber ring which McClary was carrying, which he had claimed that it was there, and he said he was feeling very embarrassed to reveal it because he said for hemorrhoids, so for piles, when he has to sit for longer period, so that rubber ring. So what that rubber ring contained? That rubber ring contained that blood that was required. Ivan grinned feebly, so very feebly, weakly. Ivan started smiling. Clever though, wasn't it? Wasn't it very clever plan? So where was that blood? That blood was in the rubber ring. But that rubber ring was not checked thoroughly because he said that it was for sitting for longer period and he suffered from hemorrhoids. So must have been a tricky job sticking a couple of pins. Now here, governor has guessed it right that probably the blood was there in the rubber ring. And Ivan smiled and he agreed to that. And he said it wasn't it a clever thing. And then he pointed out it might be a tough thing because if you have a blood, definitely it will get clotted. And here, no, you have got it wrong, sir. No problem about that. No, it's the clotting. You see, that's the big trouble. And he reveals it's because of clotting. We got the blood easy enough. Blood getting is was easy. It was pig's blood. It was from the slaughterhouse in Kidlington. But to stop it clotting, you have got to mix your actual blood. But if it has to be, if it shouldn't get clotted, then what? Actual blood, it has to be mixed with. He wants to go breath. With 1/10 of its own volume of 3.8% trisodium citrate. Didn't know that, did you, sir? So you see how clever he is. Now here he reveals that one has to mix his own blood to stop it from hardening. And then Evans has taken a brick and he said that he mixed 3.8% of trisodium citrate to prevent it from clotting. The governor shook his head in a token of reluctant admiration. He didn't know whether to admire. We learn something new every day. They tell me, come on, my lad. Evans made no show of resistance. And side by side, the two men walked slowly down the stairs. So Evans was caught. Though he was quite clever, he had done all the arrangements to escape, but he was finding it very, very difficult. And once again, he has been caught now by the governor, and where he has to be there now, he has to lead his life there in the prison. Probably the remaining life he has to lead in the prison. But will the story end like this? Was the governor very clever? Evans, was he so easily get caught? Tell me, Evans, how did you manage to plan all this business? You had no visitors. I've seen to that. You had no letters. I've got lots of friends. What's that supposed to mean? German teacher, for a start. See, German teacher, have you ever inquired? Who was that German teacher? Now we come to know that German teacher was probably a friend. The plot was going on. The conspiracy was going on. You mean, but he was from the technical college. Was he? Evans was almost enjoy it all now. How he had done all of them. How he had fooled all of them. Ever check up on him, sir? Did you ever check up? You thought that he was from technical college. Was he really from technical college? God Almighty, There's far more going on than I. Always will be, sir. So many people in the guys who all came. McClary, the real McClary was injured. McClary in the guides, who was there? It was his accomplice. German teacher, who was it? It was his accomplice. So they came in the guides of German teacher on McClary, and very easily he could fool all of them and escape. But now he's caught. Now, so far, what has happened? Governor asked him how he planned when there were no visitors or letters. Then he replied he had many friends in the town. And then he says that even the German teacher was his friend, and governor surprisingly said that the teacher was from technical college. He once questioned whether he had ever verified. The receptionist at that time says, everything ready? Asked the governor as they stood by the reception desk. The van is out the front, sir, said the pretty blonde receptionist. Evans winked at her. So, and she winked back at him. It almost made his day. So now the receptionist was there. She winked at, Evans winked at her and she winked at him. Now they have passed the message. A silent prison officer handcuffed the recaptured Evans, and together the two men climbed awkwardly into the back seat of the prison van. Now here, the receptionist probably knows Evans, and Evans knows that receptionist, and probably that receptionist wanted to convey some message to Evans, and Evans knew her. And this prison officer who had handcuffed, who had recaptured Evans, both they were sitting there, but they were climbing very, very awkwardly. See you soon, Evans. It was almost as if the governor was saying farewell to an old friend after a cocktail party. So governor was quite happy that Evans was caught. The van was ready to take him to the prison. Cheer, sir. I was just wondering. I know your German is pretty good, sir, but do you know any more of these modern languages? Not very well. Why? So probably now Evans comes out with some other excuse to escape because he's caught and he's being taken to the prison by the prison officers. Now let's see what happens, whether he really reaches the prison or not. Evans settled himself comfortably on the back seat and grinned happily. So Evans sat back on his seat comfortably and happily. Then he tells, nothing really, I just happened to notice that you got some O-level Italian classes coming up next September. That's all. I thought I can go for O-level Italian classes. And this is what he is telling to whom? He's telling to governor. And I would like to learn Italian language next September. That's all. If not now, next September, I can start that and I can appear for O-level Italian language. And then the governor replies, perhaps you won't be with us next September, Evans. By then, probably you won't be there in the prison and probably you may not require to learn that language. Now here, when Evans gets that reply from the governor, Evans replies back. James Roderick Evans appeared to think over the governor's words deeply. No, perhaps I won't, he said. Said I won't as the prison went turned right from Chipping Norton on to the Oxford Road. The hitherto silent prison officer. Till this time, up to now, the prison officer was very silent. Unlocked the handcuffs. And he unlocks. So what he has done now, he has removed the handcuffs. Lean forward towards the driver. For Christ's sake, get him on. Come on, move fast. It won't take them long to find out. They will not take it long to find out. Where do you suggest we make for? Asked the driver in a broad Scots accent. So in Scottish accent he asked, where do you suggest? What about Newbury? He once suggested. Now he says, let's go to Newbury. So he gives the instruction to his accomplice who had come to the prison in the guise of McClary. He was sitting in the driving seat. And now he once was a free bird. He once escapes. Thank you. Goodbye.